This is a story about Livespan, the hottest band that you've never heard about.
This is Livespan.
Livespan. This name might not be familiar to you, yet not long ago young people were going crazy about them. Formed by two college students Nicholas Knack and Jefferson Watts, the band became an underground sensation. Without having recorded an album yet, they became known in the underground circles, giving all their attention to playing live. Their first song, Melody, became a hit. Later on, with Nicholas on vocals and Jefferson on guitar, Livespan was joined by Jamie Vaughn on bass, and Todd Docter on drums.
It was really cool to play in Livespan. Along with our fans, I really liked the music we wrote.
I remember my friend got tickets to some massive rock and roll show that was playing the day Livespan played in our town. We sold the tickets real cheap and went to Livespan instead. That's how cool they were.
Everyone was talking about them for a moment. Without having commercial success yet, they secretly topped the charts.
I grew up listening to them. All my friends grew up listening to them too. It has always been a mystery why they were not playing on TV like other bands. But, frankly speaking, it only made them cooler.
I think Livespan had taste. They had style. I see it less and less in modern music.
Their rapidly growing popularity is a perfect example of an American dream come true. The foretaste of their lavish future was in the air. You would see them mingle with celebrities. Their big future shows were already lined up for them. But even the prettiest dreams might get broken. All this fame and praise from the fans. Yet, right before they would make their big break, Livespan quit. The reason for such a dramatic decision is shrouded in mystery. Some say they've had a rival.
Every Livespan fan knew about the band that opened for them. The American Muse. It seemed like they happened at the same time. Every Livespan fan was also a fan of the American Muse. It seemed like it was a clash of titans.
I guess that's what made Livespan shows so great. To see them fight. If you know what I mean.
Why did Livespan break up?
American Muse.
American Muse.
Oh, it was H of American Muse.
Everyone was waiting to see American Muse and H in particular. She was a show on her own. In contrast to her, Livespan seemed boring. She would engage the crowd for a whole hour and they would be too exhausted to get excited about Livespan. It was always funny to witness.
But Livespan themselves were silent about it. What can you say about the American Muse?
Who? Oh, the band that opens for us. I don't know who they are and I don't know what they want from us. All I want is for them to leave us alone.
Some fans blamed Livespan for dragging American Muse in obscurity with them.
Livespan sucks. I'm an American Muse fan. I wouldn't even know what Livespan is, if their shows weren't the only place where American Muse played. Where are they now? They didn't leave anything behind. Not a single song. Nothing.
Their shows always sold out. Especially with the appearance of this strange aforementioned opener band.
Their shows were an experience. You come there and in front of your eyes you witness something that you know is once in a lifetime kind of thing. It was a burning that clearly wasn't gonna last long. But they wanted you to see it. And, frankly, I wanted to see it too.
The American Muse leaves more questions than answers in this mysterious puzzle. As the result, we have numerous legends and rumors that their fans constantly talk about.
I've heard that H wrote a song a day. And that some of Livespan songs are actually written by H.
I've heard that they were actually married and then divorced. The show that they were stealing from Livespan was legal 50% that court has ordered Nick to pay his divorcee.
I think that American Muse was Livespan in disguise. It must have been some sort of a masquerade. They would dress up as chicks to open for themselves and then change to play the show. Only that would explain why they were always together. I know it sounds ridiculous, but so is their story.
Like with any rumor, there is no way to prove or disprove it without facts. One thing we know for sure, two bands had an ongoing conflict. And here is a hot question: what is a lifespan of Livespan?
I guess we'll see. I can say for certain it's gonna be at least length of our live show. That's all I care about right now, that we put all of our energy into our shows.
That's what they were all about. Release of their first album was just a posthumous documentation of their live shows. They ceased to exist.
Oh, it was such a heartbreak. They were one of the few bands who I loved and who deserved to keep on going. Had they made it big, they'd be the only band I'd listen. Pity.
Who is American Muse, and why only Livespan fans know about them? Who stands behind it? And why they are accused of breaking up Livespan? Our reporters are set to find that out. For the first time in years, we've got an opportunity to speak to Nicholas Knack of Livespan. It wasn't easy to do. Nicholas lives a life of a recluse in his home in a Californian suburb. Only now there are no shows, no rock and roll, and rarely, escapades from home. He lives here in this house that looks as lonely as its only dweller. It took a year of correspondence by mail to finally take this interview. Stay tuned, because you're in for an exclusive treat. You were a new sensation. Everyone was talking about this melody song. It was playing on the radio all the time. Yet, just before your big break, you quit. What happened?
American Muse. That's what happened.
Your fans are talking about them a lot. So, the big question is, who's the American Muse?
That's the band with that girl. I don't even know her name. She was going by H, like heroin. Well, she was addictive, but more importantly, she's the heroine of this story.
I've never heard of them before I started working on this interview. What's up with all that secrecy?
Yeah, I guess they're just another band that has never existed. American Muse. That H girl. She was so smooth. You won't find a single photo of her anywhere, let alone a video or recorded song. Sometimes I think I'm crazy because my life was impacted so profoundly by someone who seemingly never existed.
Where American Muse are from?
H is from California. The rest of the band is from England.
England. So they're British. Classic.
Yes, she moved to England when she turned 18. She was so fed up with her parents worrying about her becoming a criminal or a drug addict. So she left. She came back 9 years later with a band, and the rest is history.
American Muse is a very interesting name. Was it your muse too?
For the longest time I would say no, but now I realize that H indeed is my muse. She inspired me to take important steps towards my recovery. You know, she didn't change my life. She helped me to see that I need to do something about it, only in her own special way.
This is Livespan.
Like you said, there's no physical evidence of their existence. Maybe you have anything? Something like a song, maybe?
I can only play what I remember. It was something along these lines. 1, 2.
This documentary is gonna be called Livespan.
I think it should be called American Muse.
What about Livespan of American Muse?
Poetic. I like that.
This is Livespan of American Muse.
She was smart. She wouldn't mess with anyone else but Livespan. She wouldn't mess with the real thing. You know what I mean? She saw we were faking it. You know, some women have that strange ability to see who's who, sort of an X-ray vision. She was fighting fire with fire. She was pulling our tricks on us. She was mirroring us. And we were faking it until we would have made it. But that never happened. Thank God that never happened. She was not going for anything. She didn't want fame. I'm pretty sure she didn't even like playing gigs. And she was trying to show us that we didn't want it either. Everything she did was stealing the show from us. She was trying to show that in comparison to her, we were just suckers. And I admit we were. Totally. It turned into that our fans were coming to the shows because they knew the American Muse was going to open. We became sort of Siamese twins, because of my doing too, of course. She made a bet with me that if she plays more shows than I within our tour time frame, I'll have to let her open every single show for us. She won, and I guess that seriously undermined our plans. She was always trying to humiliate me. She would offer to write songs for us, implying that our songs are terrible. She would jam with my bandmates and gain their favor. We also dated for some time, but even then, she would do anything to infuriate me. We went to Vegas and got married just for laughs. I admit that it meant something to me. From then on, I would get extremely jealous of her. Then she would let me know that our alleged marriage was just a joke. We were not married, even in the slightest way. And if I want anything from her, she can teach me how to write good songs. That's all I can expect from her, she said. It's how she managed to make me fall in love with her. Then she broke my heart in the cruelest way she could. I found her dead. It was a living nightmare to see someone who you love dead. It's like being thrown in the middle of a freezing ocean. Then, as if that wasn't enough, I received a strange letter from someone claiming to be her, saying she faked her own death, because as she put it, her pulse has always been ever so gentle. That was the end of Livespan. I was done, completely. But I was happy to finally have hope that she's still alive and I might see her again. But I never did. My life was never the same after that. Over the years I realized it's the dirty games that we play that poison our lives. They complicate things so much that we end up seeing no way out. Oh, the tricks she pulled on me. I began to appreciate everything good that was in my life. The things that I took for granted for so long. I think that the fact that she remained invisible to history sort of makes her just the force that was guiding us. You know, modern culture is full of shit. All this glam on the outside and nothing good behind it. I won't be a pioneer to say that it's not what it seems. It's a game of seduction. It is us, the modern musicians, who put the last nail in. We create want, we create temptation. Rock music is a frontier of a war that is unseen, the war that takes place in our hearts. Our music, what was it about? About us wallowing in the dirt, making mistakes and being happy with it. What did I expect? Lifespan of American Muse is a perfect name. In fact, this lifespan is very short, and there's nothing that can make it appealing. I was running towards the edge, and I'm glad I turned away from it. The gift of an artist is a powerful thing. It's rewarding and tempting. I'm very careful with it now. I still write. It's not the same as the Lifespan stuff, of course. It's different. People can find it on the internet, but they don't. There's just a few likes under each song. It's because people only like what is advertised, promoted, and played on the radio. But you know what? This is my music. I take pride in it. Music has never made me as happy as it does now. When I was in Lifespan, it only depressed me. Music is not about likes. It's about heart. People who want to will listen. I would like to use this opportunity to reach out to Age of American Muse. So here it goes. Hey, if you're still alive and watching this, please reach out to me somehow. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye, or thank you.
After a month we received a letter and it had H's credentials on it.
Hi Nick and Livespan guys. It's H.
Yes, I'm alive and I was happy to see the movie you made about the events that took place not so long ago. I made a lot of noise, huh? It's a bit embarrassing to hold the title of some sort of a rock and roll femme fatale, but I guess I was her, for a moment. I'm glad you understood me. I felt like you needed it. I saw that you needed, and secretly wanted, to change your life. Well, I tried to help in my own special way. I was afraid it wasn't gonna work. And I'm happy it did. I hope you don't think that I saved you or anything, for it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, Jesus Christ. I still prefer to stay incognito. And don't look for me. Let's leave everything in the past. Wrapping up, I wanted to tell everyone who is watching this movie, don't try this at home. It just won't work. Ta-ta.